How's it going, guys? I'm on my way to grab some food, and I figured I'd post a video because I'm bored and I'm just thinking about some stuff. So, as the title will suggest, I haven't made it yet, I think that the best way to introduce the X-Men to the MCU is to do so separately. So, let's say, for example, Wolverine, who's like the poster boy for the X-Men because of a lot of reasons, but Hugh Jackman's got a lot to do with that. In any case, Wolverine, I think, first of all, should be recast in order to, avoid any confusion with Hugh Jackman being one of the only lasting members of the X-Men that look exactly the same as the other movies, unless they do some weird dimensional whatever the hell. But we'll see what they do. In any case, I would love to see an Invaders movie set in the past. That it's a couple years down the road because Chris Evans' contract is going kaput after Infinity War. My idea would be in a few years, they're like, hey, Chris, come back and make this one movie with us, and have some more money. But it would basically be more tales of the Howling Commandos in the World War II era, but with the caveat being, I don't know if it would be some sort of alternate dimension how this happens, or if it's just snuck in to the point where it's fine that it wasn't mentioned. Perhaps Xavier has something to do with it, like a mind wipe, or maybe it's casual enough to where it's not necessary. But I would love to see Captain America, Steve Rogers, fighting alongside, let's say, Bucky, and if not a huge deal, depends on when in the first movie it would be set or whatever, but he'd be fighting alongside a soldier who's a short, hairy dude who he makes friends with, and he doesn't have to be known to be a mutant. He could be totally incognito, just using his senses and stuff to survive on the battlefield. Doesn't have to use his claws or anything. And most importantly, they don't have to call him Wolverine, and they don't have to really make a big deal of the fact that he would be Wolverine. Additionally, with this, they could introduce Namor, however you want to pronounce it, it's fine with me. They could introduce him as well, and if they wanted to, again, not give him an obvious indication that he has superpowers, at least to Captain America and other humans. That would be interesting to introduce them. Now this would be just I think Captain America was good, but I did want to see more of a war type movie, and it had some definite things like that, but with Hydra having the advanced tech, and a lot of the movie taking time to make exposition and whatnot, they didn't have so much of World War II battle stuff, let's say Wonder Woman had World War I stuff going on. But I'd love to see more of that, and one really cool thing they could do as well to introduce another character is have Wolverine, or I guess let's call him either Logan or James, however they want to do it. I'd say James would be a safer bet, just because less people recognize Wolverine as James, especially after the movie Logan, which was phenomenal, by the way. Another reason I want Hugh Jackman to call it quits. In any case, him, Namor, whatever, and Cap free a young Magneto, or I wouldn't want to call him Eric. I'd say we should call him Magnus if we're going to have him be in the MCU. Again, the issue is just you don't want it to draw too many similarities to other X-Men movies, and I think that for one, the names, James and Magnus rather than Logan and Eric, and secondly, just having it be more ingrained within the Marvel Universe would help it stand apart enough to the point where people aren't like, oh, new X-Men, what the heck? Because, with Spider-Man, I think that even still, there are some people who haven't completely recognize that like Andrew Garfield's like totally gone, or like this character's not like replacing him or something. Like it's actually like a new Spider-Man. But I think that introducing the X-Men in different movies before making an X-Men movie proper would be the best way to handle it. And I mean, that's completely up for debate for sure. If you guys want to like leave what you think in the comments, that'd be great. But I just got to Payway. No sponsor. I'm just hungry and I love Payway. I think it'd be great if they made an Invaders type movie where they, took some time to go into the past, especially if Phase 4 is like tremendously different like they said it would be. I'd love to see just like, some one-off type movies. So that's what I'd love to see. Not right off the bat X-Men. I would just want to see them appearing in certain things. So like for example, I'm not too knowledgeable or savvy about Storm and T'Challa and their relationship, but a decent way to introduce Storm would be to have her appear in Black Panther 2, let's say, and just have her be Aurora. You don't have to call her Storm forthright or outright. Excuse me. You can have these mutants be in their own like little worlds, and then eventually have them set up an X-Men movie. Another thing that I thought would be amazing to have James or Wolverine appear in is obviously Invaders would be taking place in World War II, as I said. But if you have a separate movie called, let's say, Savage Lands, what I think could work very well is if you could have some mastermind villain behind it if you'd like, or you could just have it be a sequence of complete coincidences. That's Petey, my dog, Petey Barker, PB. Anyway, I'd love to see, first of all, there's the Hulk design. I don't know, some of you might have seen. I'll link to it in the description when, I get a chance to link it after I pick up my food. There's this, like, picture of, like, Hulk with, like, long hair and, like, facial scruff and stuff. And so if Hulk survives Infinity War, it would be fascinating to me if we see more of, like, baby Hulk, from Ragnarok. But he's like in Savage Lands. He was like, rather than launching himself into space, he chooses to go there. And let's say, I don't know if maybe Bruce Banner would be separate from him at that point, or whatever they want to go, or however they want to go. But if he decides to go to Savage Lands, and it becomes sort of like a Planet Hulk type movie, it'd be cool if, let's say, I don't want to say Exxon. I don't know. Let's say Stryker, maybe. He, like, picks up on this thing and wants to, like, really test James or Wolverine or whatever. And he just drops him, like, post, adamantium binding. He just drops him in the Savage Land via helicopter once he's, like, unconscious. And Wolverine wakes up and he's just, like, Wolverine. And he's like, where am I? What's going on? I don't know who I am, whatever. And he encounters the Hulk, and they fight. And that would be the first time we see Wolverine in modern day forgetting, having lost his memory of what happened in the past. Or they could, keep the memory, because a whole bunch of the X-Men Wolverine movies just, like, really hammed on that topic of Wolverine losing his memory. But yeah, I think that'd be a good way to set up Wolverine in the modern MCU. And I mean, what better way to introduce Wolverine in the way he was introduced in the comics, and what better way to have like another Hulk type led movie than have it be Wolverine versus Hulk? Like, come on, that'd be sweet. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you did watch, obviously you would be hearing it. If you didn't, it's so cute. Someone's like admiring my dog. Anyway, have a great day. Like, comment if you want to. I'm always down to discuss Marvel stuff. I'm like actually obsessed. And yeah, so that's how I would introduce, very briefly, Storm, but mostly Wolverine, Namor, and Magneto. There would need to be another Magneto movie later on, and I'm wondering if what they're gonna do with Wanda and maybe Quicksilver, if they resurrect him, or I think he should just stay dead, but whatever. But I'll make more videos at some point. I don't know. I have no promises. I'm gonna like stick around a whole bunch, but you know, if you want to subscribe, just in case I do post more stuff, if you did like this, feel free. If not, then it was nice to have you watch my video now, and I hope you have a sick day.